just play 2 shows as well?
Thank God. We've been waiting to play for so long, you know.
Yeah.
When we found out that we were coming over here, we were just going to do this Invictus Games gig, but we haven't been here in 2 years.
Right.
So I thought maybe we should just play every night.
Yeah.
In
That
little
also
clubs.
makes the press days less boring, I can imagine.
It's one of the things that we've always hated about press tours is that you go and you talk about how much you love music and you talk about your new record and you talk about how fucking great you are or whatever, but then you don't play.
Yeah.
Or you go on a TV show and you play one song and then you go back to the hotel. It's frustrating.
Even though you've been out of the public eye for a few years, it seems now that we know what has been going on,
Yeah.
that you've been busier than
No,
ever.
I don't sleep or relax or take vacations at all. I never do.
They're overrated?
I don't know. I'm sure that they're fun. I just don't have time to fucking do it. You know, I have kids. I have projects, and I feel more inspired now than ever before in my whole life. And I have all of these great opportunities. It's hard to say no to things, you know. When an exciting new artist asks me to come play drums on the record, I can't say no because what a great opportunity. Or if I have an idea for a TV series, I don't not want to do it. I feel like I have to do it. I feel obligated that I have the opportunity and resource to do these kinds of things. So I just do them.
Yeah. You just mentioned you have kids. I wanted to congratulate you
Thank you
on the
very much.
birth of your 3rd daughter.
Fucking A, total chaos.
What does it feel like to be the sole man in the household?
The greatest thing is coming back home from being on a trip like this, and you open up the door and all you hear are these little voices going, "Daddy!" Like they're so excited when you come back home. And you know, I'm like a toy at home. They like crawl on me and they jump on me, and I'm the really active, fun dad.
And they're still at that age where they jump on you.
I think I'm just starting to embarrass them. Like I'm just there where I'm starting to embarrass my oldest, Violet.
Yeah.
I'll do something. She'll go, "Daddy," you know. It's great.
One of the things you wanted to do with this new project with Sonic Highways was, like you said, make a map of the American music,
Yeah.
show some of the history of all these cities. Why did you feel that it was important to document that and to give your view?
But I thought it would be interesting to put a band in a different environment, something a little more challenging, and see how that would influence the outcome of the music. So if you take all of that comfort away and give everyone the challenge, it's like it really energizes people, makes it really exciting, and even just the sound of the room influences the sound of. So this idea was like a much bigger extension of that not only going to 8 different studios, but 8 different cities, and 8 different cities that are famous for 8 different things, you know. The regional relevance of each city is kind of fascinating to me. Like, why did Chicago become a blues capital? Why did New Orleans become the capital of jazz in America? There are real reasons that all of these things happen, and they're not necessarily musical, they're cultural, it's history, you know. Chicago, the blues made its way to Chicago because after Black emancipation, a lot of these people just started moving north for work. Well, what they did is they took the music that they were singing in the fields and singing in church and singing in their families, that music made its way up there, and the music changed. The city changed the music. So the environment and its influence on the music became like this obsession of mine. So say we go to each one of these cities, we're not going to make a fucking blues song.
Yeah,
We're not
that's
gonna
what I
make a
was going to
jazz
say.
song.
It's not a record with a blues song,
No,
a hip hop song, a jazz song. It's
I
still
thought that would
vintage
be the
Foo Fighters.
worst idea.
Okay.
I thought like if we were to do something like that, it would just sound like this schizophrenic mixtape and some contrived, terrible project. You know, the hook of the whole idea is that you see the band in a local studio putting a song together, and I'm interviewing all of the most recognizable people from each city, and some that nobody knows. And I'm telling their stories as we're putting the song together. Then the finale of the episode, we perform the song, and the lyrics are from all of the stories and the things that you've heard everyone talking about. So it's sort of a summary or a finale. It's our interpretation or our tribute to all of these people and the city. So at the end of each week, the night before I had to do my vocal, I didn't have any lyrics at all. I would take the transcripts from each one of these interviews and I'd sit down in my hotel room and I'd highlight words and phrases and ideas, and I would take those and I'd put them on this side of my journal page, and on this side of the journal page I'd have the outline of the song, and I just sort of like put them together to turn it into something. So when you see this performance at the end, you finally hear the song, the lyrics actually come up on the screen, and you can see how I've turned these stories into a song. But we try to choose cities that we had some sort of personal connection to. Chicago was the first place I ever saw a band play, and it changed my life. So that was an important story for me to tell. And then Seattle is where my life changed with Nirvana, and then my life started over with the Foo Fighters. And I would use Seattle as an example that I tell the story of the city and this crazy studio. The studio is the last place where Nirvana recorded. It's this strange underground studio north of the city that was right down the street from my house. And not long after we recorded there, Kurt died, and I didn't want to make music anymore after Nirvana. And time went on, and I thought, wait a minute, music's the one thing that's going to help me start over. It's going to heal me. So that's what I have to keep doing. So I went back to that same studio and recorded again, and my life started over again. So that becomes the theme of the episode, which also becomes the theme of the song. And that's how I would explain to everyone what I was trying to do. And I think people understood it and thought, okay, I just had to do that like in 8 fucking cities.
Also going to look for new impulses when you take this on the road, and if we will see you in Belgium.
Well, we're definitely doing a lot more touring. I mean, we haven't been on the road for 2 years. But, you know, as a live band, what we love to do is to, the audience is like the 6th member of the band. You know, it's important for us that there is that connection with the audience. But when you come see the Foo Fighters, you know, we don't disappoint. I don't think.
No.
But wait till you see what we're doing for the next record. The next record, that's some fucked up shit. Because I already know what we're doing for that, and that makes this look like fucking kindergarten.
Will we see you in Belgium next year?
Absolutely. We always come to Belgium.